Hello and welcome back to the Isle, a game I have not played on this channel for a little while. They just dropped the quality of life update, which adds tons of little things. Gonna look over a little bit of that, give my thoughts over it. And yeah, well, starting off, pattern Cs, a lot of things now have, let's see, grow, see, pattern B, and pattern C. I'm not the biggest fan of some of the pattern Cs, so they can look kind of good. Okay, this one's being blurry on me, so it's not going to look good regardless of what I do. Serrato, Omni has one. So pattern C. Yeah, look at that. They tend to have a focus on the markings and male coloration taking up more, which is interesting. I like Pteranodons. Pteranodon has a very good pattern C. They also changed the pattern A. Like, I swear this bit right here was not male coloration before. But it looks good. Change that to pattern C, and oh, look at that. Really like just these little splotches here. Like, let's see, I can put, like, even this just looks fantastic. Troodon also has a very good pattern C. Like, look at that. So it reminds me of a snake for some reason. It's kind of like the scaly pattern on the back. But it looks very cool, especially made a few skins with it. Like, just, ooh. Like, that looks good. What else? Herbivores. Dryo got one, nothing to write home about. Packy got one, which I think is actually pretty good. Like, if I go... yeah, this skin I've got. Yeah, pattern A. Pattern B looks pretty good. And pattern C is something else. The white stripe there, like, that looks really good. In all honesty, actually... I might change it. Oh, right, I used that for that skin. Any others? No. Thing is, I like this skin for Packy. This one just works with any pattern I put it with. Just always looks fantastic. Stego has one. And this one, I believe, what's a... Okay, this is a dumb skin I have. Yeah, it puts the underbelly coloration a little bit on the plates. And also the male coloration has an interesting pattern going on. Looks very good. Let's try it on this one. Yeah, and the markings, you can really tell, takes over in comparison to the A and B skins. Very neat. And they also added it for both Bapey and Galley, so let's show that off real quick. So we got good old Bapey with pattern C, which I will say, personally, nothing to write home about. Like, if I go to my favorite Bapey skins, like, it's fine. I don't really like this bit, though, for some reason. Just, like, I like the pattern, like, I have here, and even, like, these little bits here, but you don't really get that with this skin. And, of course, this is what you'll be seeing of your Bapey 90% of the time. But it sort of combines a little bit of the, you know, male coloration here in this skin, the male coloration here on this skin, and it does both of them at once. It's pretty interesting. Also lets you have like just a big white head, if you're into that kind of thing, though personally, I just like these skins. And once again, there we go. And Galley. Okay, Galley has gotten quite the glow up, because they finally fixed that stupid dusty gray spot on its back. Look how beautiful this thing is. It's amazing. The skins don't look like trash. Just that little change. Just that tiny, tiny little change has done so much. Yeah, let's see. Got pattern A, pattern B, which admittedly I don't really like all that much. I've got like one skin that it kind of works on. In fact, I think, yeah, these are both the same colorations. It's like, I like the A pattern so much more. But we have a C pattern. which is interesting. It tries to do something a little bit different. We got milk coloration on the sides and this stripe on the back, which I believe is the underbelly tone. But pretty good, pretty unique, and I believe... damn, this one's set to see now. Yeah, I think like a black and white galley with the sea pattern, you can really go for kind of a zebra look. Might do something with that at some point, in fact. Let's just save it right there. Let's see, on top of that they also added the ability to go backwards and forwards with your randomizing. So if you see a skin you like, and you just went... That's actually a half-decent skin. So anyways, if you find a skin that you like, you can go back to it. You know, in case you accidentally fly past it, it's like, oh no, I'm never gonna see that skin again. Which is very useful, because, yeah, that's actually decent. I might have to tinker with that later. But alright, let's get right into it, and I'm going to go galley for this, using my watermelon galley, as I have dubbed it. Let's see, we are going to go... Ooh. You know what? Let's try the new sanctuary. What's the closest thing? Highlands J sector. Alright, we're in. Migration is apparently right next door, but you know what? We're not going to do that. We are going to go elsewhere. So there's been tons of little map changes. I showed them off in a little video I made, but yeah, here in Highlands we have the wax palms everywhere. I've seen some criticism of them and just their placement being a bit weird. I can agree to a degree. I do like that they add something for Herrera and such over in Highlands, without making it really lose its identity as a non-forested area. Right now I'm playing on the no AI servers they added, so that's another new thing. So during the Horde test, there's a point where AI was just broken and causing severe lag, so they disabled it. And there was this interesting phenomenon where people were playing the game differently because they didn't have their meat bushes spawning. And they also found out that, oh hey, the game runs better when you have no AI around, so screw it, let's see what happens if we just up the player count and put no AI just as an optional thing, and experiment with how that's going. Now unfortunately, as you saw there, it's at, what, like 70, 60-ish people out of 150, so it's not really living up to that right now, because most people are just playing on in a 1 through 4, and... well, that's not a good sign. I'm really interested to see, though, if this kind of server does get up to like 150, how it plays. Because while carnivores just makes your life a lot harder for herbivores, I'm gonna say it's probably the best official experience you could have for a herbivore. Because with 150 people, you could get proper herds going and have like enough people to whittle down migration zones and all the food in them, and have a reasonably small amount of carnivores balancing them out, because they can't feed off of AI, they have to feed on players. Now, I'm not saying that that's how the game should be, because of course there will be people panicking, going, oh no, they're gonna get rid of AI! Ah! And it's like, no. Like, I do like small AI so that the smaller playables, like a solo Omni or Herrera and such, can actually survive. Pteranodon Bapi are also reliant on fish, which are technically in AI. Honestly, I'd like to see this server... I don't know if they disabled fish or not. I think they did. Which is unfortunate, because you don't really think of the fish in this game, like the schooling fish, as AI. Because they really are meat bushes in, I mean, pretty much just the way they operate. It's actually a really nice spot for a sanctuary. Bad thing is I don't know if there's any water around here. I don't think there's any ponds. I think you have to go all the way to South Plains for a drink. Which is a bit unfortunate, because that's quite a distance for a Juby. I'd like them to put a little pond around here just somewhere, kind of like how they have in the Northern Jungle Sanctuary. This is a pretty big sanctuary. If I've gotta put a size to it, it's probably around the same size as the river sanctuary, the one by the bridge. And that's the largest sanctuary I am aware words I am aware of. As you can tell, I've not made a video where I've actually talked in a little bit, so I'm a bit out of practice with that. And oh, mushrooms already. Awesome. Oh, now's the perfect time to show off. You might notice I can look side to side at a reasonable angle. I'm not locked to looking like this or looking like this. I have a full, like, what is this, 90 degrees of rotation, full 180 of vision. So sure, I can't see behind me, but I can see in front of me and to my sides a reasonable amount. That applies while drinking. Very, very good change. It was so annoying how they had it before. And oh man, I love what they've done with the lighting. Like, just look at this. I mean, it's gonna get a lot better once there's rain and stuff. I can really show it off. But even just, you know, in the day in the sanctuary, you know, this is nice. Like, the shadows aren't way too dark. Everything's nice and pretty. Though I don't know if I can find any mushrooms around here. We got a nice little cave there. And... oh, is that... no. They've added a lot of new plants as well, all over the place. I think those red flowers... I mean, are these even flowers? Are those... yes, they're flowers, not leaves. And they've added lots of new plants all around. I'll probably point one or two out. But let's see if I can get some more mushrooms going, because I did not get much out of that. I would really like to get out of here as quickly as possible. So I'm starting to get paranoid that there could be carnivores in here. Especially because it's a newer edition, you might have more people checking it out. Oh, okay, it's got a little cave here, and ooh. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Okay, this leads out the back. I think that means I can get up on top here. And if the spawns are still like they were before, I should find some more mushrooms. Oh! And what do you know? Right there. Ooh, a hipsy. Two hipsies. And oh, we got a perfect example of the new lighting. So right now, it's raining. In fact, it's raining. And it's, what, 6 o'clock in the evening? And look at that! I can see. The game is still beautiful. Night vision is not required just to see 2 feet in front of me. Just amazing. Honestly, the lighting alone is a huge quality of life update. Part of the reason I haven't really been playing the game much these last couple months is just the fact that the lighting was so awful. Just made it a hassle to play because it was just constantly this. Just all the time. And you were forced to do that because it was just pitch black. If it decided to rain, if it decided to be cloudy, if it was thunderstorming, if it was not precisely the middle of the day, you just had to deal with... I mean, even with night vision on, it looks beautiful. I have to go somewhere actually dark to sort of get an idea. Like, it was kind of like this, just all the time, but worse. And just, eh. But now I can actually play the game. I mean, sure, it's useful to use night vision in like places like this at this time with this kind of weather, but still. Very, very good improvement. Ooh, something I can show off. So, okay, we've got a little burrow here. I can smell it. Now, herbivores can scent while moving. I mean, technically I'm an omnivore, but Galley's practically a herbivore. So is Baby. And on top of that, no, I can't show it off. Actually, I can kind of show it off. So let's get this frog out, because crabs just don't exist apparently. While you're holding stuff, it doesn't matter if it's a galley holding it in its hands or, you know, you're holding something in your mouth. You can also sniff while you have stuff in your hands. Like, look, I can sniff that I've got this, and I can sniff another one over there. Perfect. Do that while moving. Amazing. Like, 10 out of 10. That is a great little change. Honestly, this whole update is just a lot of great little changes to things. Let's see. Yeah, grasslands, coastal, highlands. Seems to be where my stuff is right now. Recently learned from some friends that you can kind of survive off of other playables' migrations if the food in your migrations matches the zone that they're in. So, for example, you know, Paki has a coastal migration. If you have food as a galley, or a Tinno, I think is what we were discovering it with. If you have food that is also marked as coastal in this little thing, if that food exists in their migration zone, you can eat it and get diet. Which is a useful little thing to know. Though also, you can also have, yeah, like fireweed. If it you can have fireweed, but if it doesn't say coastal, then it's not going to allow you to eat it, which is kind of dumb. But what can you do? Get towards River Delta, maybe follow the beach all the way up to East Plains if there's a Tinno migration around there. Oh, hello. Okay, you are not diets, but there is a migration for something around here. Yeah, if there's a Tinno migration somewhere, that would be very useful. Got a bit of thundering going on. Okay, yeah, none of this is for me. Likely Stego migration, if I were to guess. Oh wait, this is the tunnel, isn't it? Okay, I'll take the tunnel. A little bit out of the way of where I was going, but screw it. Oh, doesn't that look ominous? I can't see 2 feet in front of me in here. Okay, let's... Ooh. Yeah, I feel like that's not supposed to, be like that. Ooh, none of that either, right. Yeah, they've got some stuff messed up in here. But alright, gonna take a nice rest over here. This lovely light. And hopefully there's gonna be nothing coming through here. Ooh, just imagine a Dilo just running through that. Yeah, I do not envy humans when they come out and they have to deal with this. It's honestly kind of terrifying. Be much more so if we were at a full 150 players, but hey, it's up to 90. Halfway through the night. Though the food is getting low, I'm gonna start losing diets, and I am at 35% grown, though subadult. Though growth honestly doesn't matter all that much to Galley, because you can run practically at max speed from the moment you're born. Makes them very survivable, especially solo, despite being a herd, flock-oriented animal. Though I do want to maintain a perfect diet, because that affects my speed. So right now I've got a max speed of, 55.4, which I believe a Carno is faster. A Carno is faster on a straightaway, and it has better acceleration. When I say better, I mean instant acceleration. Well, I have to speed up, so if a Carno was after me, I'd have to do some maneuvering. Though I think Galley has a lot more stamina than a Carno. You just have to make it give up chasing you. Another thing I think they did was reduce the sound of thunderstorms. Like the rain, I mean it's loud. It definitely overpowers a lot of the other sounds. But it's not so overwhelmingly just all-consuming, like all-encompassingly loud anymore. Which is nice. I'll still probably have to lower the volume during storms, despite that. Because that's what I've been doing anytime there's a thunderstorm. Just, oh, okay, game audio, that's going down a few decibels. Alright, we're starting to get a decent bit of sunlight, and at 4 in the morning. Now I do like that it gets bright out by like 6 and 8 and such, though I think 4 in the morning being this bright is a little bit of an overcorrection. But it's appreciated, and just, oh, look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful lighting right there. I think there's a little grassy field right there near the dome, so I might fill up on grazing there, then head to the possible migration. Well, there was a thing about... Okay, right, so I have the prompt to graze right now, because I'm low enough on hunger that grazing will benefit me. So if I fill up... Now, I might not be able to show this off right now, because yeah, I'm at the point where I'm full on it. Yeah, the grazing prompt is no longer there, because I'm over 20% hunger. It's a nice little change. Hello, little Carno. Could probably kick you to death if I so felt like it. But you can run along. Your life is already difficult enough on a server with no AI. Okay, I know I've been gushing over, like, the lighting, but just... Ah! Look at that. Look at that. You never really realize how, like, big of a deal lighting is until you see the night and day difference that just in the same game, like between 2 updates, the game can go from looking honestly kind of crappy to being gorgeous just with a few changes and tweaks to the lighting. I mean, it's part of what makes Path of Titans look really good in some instances and also really bad in some instances, is when the lighting is cooperating or not. You know what, as stupid as it may be, let's just fill up on some non-diet plants to keep me going a bit longer than grazing will. Over here you can see some big changes to the river. In that they put a bunch of waterfalls here, really lowered the water level here. The bridge is the same as it always was, the water levels lowered quite a bit. You've got waterfalls changing things up rather than that weird gradual slope water that acted a bit funny whenever you had aquatics messing around in it. Instead it's just flat bits of water with waterfalls between them. I like it. Breaks up that area, makes it a little bit harder for a Dano to nab you, which I am always for. But one of the biggest changes is up here in the volcano. Because now there's an entire, like, grove in the collapsed caldera here. Actually, a very lovely little spot. Though the unfortunate downside of it is that now, I think no land, like no purely terrestrial animal can actually get on top of the volcano anymore. Now it's just Herreras and Pteranodons. Oh, that's a raptor. What was that? Oh, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. The Isle. Yep, it's over. That pounce, man. What was that pounce? What do you mean? Alright, now that I'm back After growing another galley. So where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Right, we have a little grove here in the volcano. You can't get on top of the volcano with anything besides a Terra or Herrera these days. And please, no raptors this time. Okay, we good, we chill. No Herreras on the ceiling. Okay. This place has water, which is very nice. Pretty safe. I imagine a Dano could get in here if it felt like it, but it's a very small, shallow bit of water. Don't know if there's enough traffic to sustain a Dano, and probably not fish AI even on servers that have it. So, you know, a nice, lovely little spot. I mean, just look at that with the rain. Just, awesome. And here we have Northeast Plains, which got a massive overhaul. And I believe Danos can now spawn up here again, which I am not a fan of. I like it when this lake is just really far out there. And along with adding the waterfalls there, they got rid of the dam right at the end of the lake here and replaced it with another waterfall. Yep, there it is. Also add a ton of forest over there, which is actually a really nice area that they added, and the fence goes all the way around, much more complete. And here, that the fence comes in all the way down here where it used to not, and that I believe is a new asset on that fence right there. More of a kind of water grate kind of deal, which is interesting to see. And I believe, well, let's see, you've got a road somewhere around here. Yeah, here we go. Road goes into the forest. It leads to a human base that I don't know the name of, but it's like the most overgrown base you can find around. Yeah, right there. Very cool little base, though unfortunately middle of nowhere, so no one ever comes out here. Though maybe that's exactly what they want from some human bases. They don't all have to be RSI 12 where it's right in the thick of things. And okay, I've said it a ton of times already, but look at this. Like, it's raining, but I can see. The game is pretty. I'm not having to be in black and white. It is, yeah, 10 a.m. It's great. Like, if this update was just the lighting alone, like, just that alone, huge, huge improvement to the game. But it's not just that, it's also, you know, all these little things as well. You exit out here. And a little bit of a weird part of the fence there. But it's got this road, which I believe was here before. Like, this road just went out into nothing. And now, it links up over there, and it follows the outside of this fence all the way around Northeast Plains. They've also got destroyed sections of fence too. I'll get right up to that for a moment. Looks like it's got a bit of a buggy texture going on, like other bits of the fence. But these do have proper collision. You can hop up in here. I don't think you can go... Yeah, you can't go further than this, because that's just untextured. Yeah, I wonder if you could get like a Hipsy nest in there. That'd be kind of interesting to do. Yeah, look at this glow up. This, like, Northeast Plains got such a glow up with this forest here. Makes it such a more interesting area where it's like, oh hey, instead of just the same empty plains. Look, we have splotches of forest. We have some more interesting stuff going on. It feels so much less bare bones and so much more alive. And I believe right around here, or down there, is the mud pit for comparison. Like, look at this. And this goes all the way down over here. And there's drainage holes, which I will not go down because I believe those lead to a massive drop. But they're there. There should be a gate or a hole somewhere around here that'll allow me... Ooh, I'm on the verge of starvation. Nothing's sneaking up on me. Good. Ah, there it is. We've got... Ooh, massive cliff. Ominous thunder in real life. Awesome. Yeah, let's not go flying off of that cliff. I prefer living, thank you very much. And this road here, along with... I want to say this entire little... Valley isn't the right word, but sort of crevice is all new. This road winds all the way down here. And you'll notice on the other end of this suspiciously empty and flat bit of terrain, there is another road. This road terminates here, but this road here, which goes all the way through East Plains, terminates right here. If I use the last little bit of my stam to get up somewhere high, you'll notice, look at that. Very suspiciously flat. Two roads converge here, but don't actually touch. I mean, you know what? I'll call it right now. There's gonna be a human base or something here, because this is the perfect spot for one. Now, downhill outside of that enclosure, it's directly between East Plains and that enclosure, and the Northeast Plains enclosure. Big flat piece of terrain. You have... I mean, this area, you could plop any human base right in the middle of here, and it would about, fit in terms of size. Yeah, jungle food for the most part. I think it'll be that migration, the one that's the new Tinno migration they added after the previous Horde test. Which is actually a very good migration. I like having a jungle migration in there. Like, you'd think it would be just as, if not more boring than a plains migration, because it's just, oh boy, more of just the same stupid jungle. Which, sure, that's how things were in Spiro. But the location they picked is actually pretty good. Okay, I'm at this drinking spot, which should be safe, even in the Horde test. There weren't crocs here normally. I generally consider this a safe drinking spot. Real threat is carnivores from East Plains coming over here. Especially whenever there's a croc in East Plains Pond, because that just completely shuts down that water source from being viable. Forcing people to come this way. Going to the other so-called safe spot that is such an awkward little spot right on a road that has Danos in it quite a bit. It's not safe at all. The thing is, if there's a famous, drinking spot, a famously safe drinking spot, then it's not safe, because the best drinking spots are not famous. They're the places that nobody goes. I mean, that's how it was on Spiro. The best spots to drink there weren't just, shallow spots. Ooh, that's some nice fog there. Oh, Tinno. Okay, I need to go this way. But I was never like the spots that were famously shallow that were really safe to drink from. It was just the most inconspicuous spots in the middle of nowhere, where no one would go with no defining features or markers. Those were the best spots. And oh crap, I just lost all my diets, and I can feel... Oh, they changed the interior of that building. They put like some mechanic stuff in there rather than cots and such. Okay, I can feel how much slower I am now. Jeez. I might actually want to get off the main road because I am not comfortable at this speed. I think this is new as well, this little area with all these little logs and stuff. It's like a pseudo-sanctuary, I guess you could say. So if you were a little dino, you could, you know, scurry around here and escape something bigger, but it's not like a proper sanctuary with mushrooms and all that. Okay, I'm technically in the zone. Food, yes. Just gain that hex diet will do wonders. Oh wait, I should look. See, oh yeah, my max speed is 46.8. And just gain one diet. Gets me up to 49. Yeah, diets make a big difference in your speed. You kind of forget that with Galley, because you're just used to having good diets. At least if you stick around migrations. And you might be wondering, hey, why are you stopping to sniff? Didn't you say that herbivores can sniff while walking? And yes, well that's true. It's also true, and this is true for carnivores as well, is that if you stand in place and sniff, you get much greater distance. You get much greater smell range, as opposed to when you're moving. And I really like this migration for Galley. Takes it out of its comfort zone. You know, most of the time, oh, you're just in a field somewhere, and as Galley, in a field, you're practically invincible. Unless something gets the jump on you really well, you just outrun them. Or if you have a good flock, just kick them to death. But whenever you're in just a jungle like this, where you don't have good sight lines, where you have Galley schizophrenia making noises all around you, makes you paranoid, and rightfully so. Because all it takes is one raptor just leaping out and killing you via a Bluetooth pounce. And it's over. Something I just realized in a server with no AI, you see a drumstick, that's a player. Like, that's a player corpse, that's not a random deer, that's not a random compy or taro. That is a player's corpse. It's fresh enough that it's not bones. More than a little concerning. Oh, hello, raptors! Yeah, you're not catching me. Enjoy your food. Exactly as predicted, knowing that that's a player corpse. Predators are likely to be there. Yeah, he's not catching me. If he decides to follow, then it's a little stupid on his part. He's gonna waste a lot of stam. Ooh, lots of stegos. Along with a forecall. Yep, there's RSI 12 with... I don't think those lights are supposed to be pink. No one's been here though, no one's opened the gates. Whoa, that's really close. Okay, let's get out of here. I do not trust a human structure with tons of raptors around. Oh jeez, here we go. Okay, let's run straight through them. Oh yeah, there's blood. So that's a whole raptor pack versus a stego herd. Now there's a chance they could want to follow me, because I'm an easier target, especially if they're hungry. But they likely want to conserve their stam to fight the stegos. And they think I'm long gone by now, which is true. Oh, one of the good changes they did here is they changed the dam. Seemed to have lowered it a bit, filled in that hole there. I very much like it. Nope. Oh! S-diet. I'll gladly take that. And what are you? Don't know, something small. Hello, are you a bush for me to eat? Because honestly, at this point, I will just take the double S. Screw it. Just fill me up, please. But okay, I think this is a good point to leave things off. Got my second galley grown. I mean, let's see, it's at 100%. Overall thoughts on the update. Overall good. Just lots of little quality of life things, the lighting changes, the daytime lasting longer, all of that stuff, just good changes, great. We've got nice quality of life in terms of, oh hey, you can rotate the camera whenever you're eating and drinking. There's just lots of little things, lots of little grievances. Oh, I didn't even, this whole time I didn't show off. There's an unstuck command. Let's see if I do unstuck. See? It'll move you around. And now, I can't abuse that because in a scenario of, you know, being hunted or whatever, you can't use it for like another hour or something once you use it. So yeah, if you're stuck in a hole, there is now an unstuck command, which is fantastic. Like, I haven't had to use it yet, but could in the future. And oh, look at that sunrise. Yeah, it's I mean, it's a quality of life update. What more do you want from me? Let's first something a little bit more in the meta sense as what's going on with this channel. I know I haven't really been playing much Isle lately. I think the frequency of uploads is going to go up a bit. With this update, I feel like actually playing the game now, with the lighting not being terrible. And once we get the Dibble update, gonna be playing the crap out of that. It's gonna be very interesting. And unrelated to the Isle, I think it's high time that I play a game that I've never played before on this channel, but is a good part of its history. It's getting a very big update soon, and at about the same time, the video, my most viewed video, is related to that game, and it's going to hit 1 million views somehow. Very soon, probably at around the same time that update drops. So, yeah, keep a lookout for that. It's going to be very interesting. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.